City of St. Paul has been very good to Vomela especially, very good to all of us. There's a person here today representing the City of St. Paul, the scintillating Mayor of St. Paul, George LaManna.
It's a great day for Vomela, but it's a great day for the City of St. Paul, too. First of all, I'd like to introduce, for those of you who are getting tired of the mayor you've had to tolerate for 11 years, today we started something new, and it's called the Kids Day in St. Paul. We have a kid mayor, that's what we call him, but he's not really a kid, he's an adult, who is just 9 years into living. But I'd like you all to treat with a lot more respect than you usually give the present mayor. The kid mayor for the day, Joshua Siegel of St. Paul. And Josh is a smart guy, a lot like Mr. Vomela, about if you don't have anything to say, don't say it. I, on the other hand, come from a different tradition. When I don't have anything to say, I get up and say it anyway. It is a great day. Rock, how long ago? About a year ago, 2 years ago? 2 years ago, I went through this plant, and I was astounded, just astounded what they've got here. The production techniques, the high-tech operation, the computer-aided design that you're doing. It's just to sweep you right off your feet. I understand that the Minneapolis Tribune had a major article about the paper, about the company today, and I guess I'm going to have to start buying the Minneapolis Tribune if you're smart enough to come over here. So it's great for your company. The other thing that goes into my mind is you look back at the history of this company, and it's tied right together with the history of 3M. One of the things we forget about in this complex world of ours is that we are in this together. And it's not just 3M doing well. 3M is doing well. We got hundreds of other companies and people who are also growing and investing and advancing technology. So I think that's an important thing to acknowledge today. The third thing I'd like to say is that what's happening in this company with now, what, 120 people. This is where the future lies for St. Paul and for Minnesota, and indeed for the country. More and more companies that start small and grow because they're at the cutting edge of the technology. There's this notion that people have that high technology is only going to occur in the huge companies. That isn't limited to that at all. We have a tremendous amount of growth in small and medium-sized business. The other thing I've got to mention is I was struck by this last 2 years ago when I was here. I was struck by it again. And I was struck by what Mr. Vomela said. And every time I talk about this company, the same thing comes back. What do they talk about? The people. The people who make the company go. Now there's a smart man. Sometimes people are the head of a company, and after a while they forget what makes it work. What makes it work are the workers pulling together, management pushing ahead, and all together making things go an awful lot better. So if St. Paul has a future, it's all right here. A small company that had the guts to invest, to grow, had the vision to go out to technologies that were not very well known, and a workforce that is only the best in the world. That's all. St. Paul, Minnesota. Now let me tell you that besides everything else, the mayor is never a mayor unless he's got a proclamation, right? We all know that. Every time I get up in the morning, I know I'm not fully clothed unless I have one. Rock, come on up here. Here's the proclamation. Whereas Vomela Specialty Company will pause to commemorate its 40th year as a St. Paul manufacturer and employer on Friday, June 5, 1987. And whereas Vomela Specialty Company has made significant contributions as an entrepreneurial St. Paul business, And whereas Vomela Specialty Company's development in the thermal kiss cutting process, that's a wild title you got there. That's what intrigued me, got me here in the first place, but it didn't work out the way I thought it would. Has fostered development and growth of the entire automotive, fleet marking, and specialty sign industry. And whereas Vomela Specialty Company has set and maintained high standards for its products, which reflects favorably on St. Paul's labor and industry. And whereas Vomela Specialty Company has become known in national circles and won international awards for its can-do marketing theme and its can-do spirit, which reflects favorably on this city of St. Paul, now therefore I, George Latimer, the temporary mayor and the grateful mayor of the city of St. Paul, do hereby proclaim Friday, June 5, 1987, as Can-Do Day in the city of St. Paul. Roger.
All right.
Can-Do Day. Fantastic. Thank you, Mayor Latimer. Appreciate your time at all times. Lieutenant Governor Marlene Johnson has other demands on her time at this time, and to represent the governor's office will be Assistant Commissioner, Department of Economic Development, Lee Munich.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here representing Governor Perpich and Lieutenant Governor Marlene Johnson today. It's truly a pleasure to be here today, but it really wasn't fair to ask me to speak after Mayor Latimer. It's always difficult to follow an act like his. There are a lot of reasons I'm proud to be here with you today. First, as someone who, through my department, has worked with many businesses, I appreciate and understand the difficulty of doing business in today's competitive business environment. The managers and employees of Vomela should be proud of the accomplishments this anniversary represents. 40 years is a long time to be in business. If there is any doubt about that, let me tell you about a study that was done by our department last year. That study determined that more than half of the businesses in the state went out of business during an 8-year span. So you've made it 8 times as long as the average. Second, I find it interesting that this company stands for a marriage of technology and a traditional product. It is clear to most everyone that using technology is one way to stay ahead of the competition. Vomela has found a way to use new technology to meet marketplace demands. And looking at your materials, I've learned that you use computer-assisted design equipment and other state-of-the-art techniques to achieve tolerances of 1/1000th of an inch. That sounds good to me, and I'm sure that it looks good to your customers. Third, this seems like an organization in which labor and management are working together. That's your can-do spirit, and I applaud you for it. One of the most exciting initiatives our department is working on is the new Minnesota Council on Productivity and Quality. This council will work to help other Minnesota employers achieve what you folks have. I note that some of your managers have become disciples of the Crosby School, and I'm happy to see that it is working for you. I hope we can help other Minnesota firms to see the light too. In working with a wide variety of businesses, I am impressed by how important it is for an employee and employer to work together for a common goal. That's the way to stay in business and to retain jobs. Also, I'm glad that a recent expansion represented a public-private partnership. Commissioner David Spear, my boss, has tried to emphasize the importance of finding creative partnerships between the state and cities, between businesses and the public sector, and the expansion here is partially the result of these partnerships. Finally, I'm happy you chose to stay in the city of St. Paul. We need to keep jobs in our inner cities. Many of you probably know that in the metropolitan area today, we are just about at full employment. We've dropped below 4% in unemployment. That's an achievement we should all be proud of. That figure, though, is the aggregate. And In some communities, unemployment is much higher. Keeping jobs in the inner city is critical, and Vomela is doing its part. Now, all this achievement hasn't escaped the notice of my boss, your governor, Rudy Perpich, and he's asked me to make a presentation to you. It's my understanding that you'll receive a presentation from 3M, one of your main customers, and I'll admit that that citation probably means more than mine. From working with businesses, we know how important customers are and how important that kind of citation is to 3M. But it is my honor, on behalf of Governor Perpich, to present both the employees and the managers of this firm with this citation from the state. If you'd like to come up, and I'll read the citation to you. Whereas Vomela Specialty Company has contributed immensely to the economy of St. Paul and Minnesota, and whereas the spirit and hard work of both its employees and its owners are renowned throughout the state and have earned the company its reputation as an enthusiastic and innovative organization, therefore, I present this commendation to Vomela Specialty Company for its outstanding record. And it's signed by Rudy Perpich, Governor.
Our next spokesman will be representing Senator David Durenberger's office, Mr. Kent Campbell. Kent, come on up. Welcome to Vomela Specialty.
Keep this somewhat short. I just have a brief letter from the senator. Unfortunately today he's in Washington serving us in a better capacity there. He extends his greetings to you. Congratulations on the 40th celebration and open house that you're having today. It is important that a company such as Vomela remains innovative to help Minnesota remain a leader in technological advance and to provide a rare service to the area. By providing this service, you are keeping American dollars here at home and not on foreign soil. Unlike many companies, you have the unique opportunity to bring back to Minnesota federal tax dollars by supplying the military of our great country with advanced and proven technology. With the ever-present takeover and mega merger syndrome sweeping our nation, it is important to remember that most new jobs are created in a company the size of Vomela. Best wishes for another 40 years. On behalf of the Senator's office, I'd like to thank you for the opportunity to be here today.
Next spokesman will be representing Senator Rudy Boschwitz's office. Let's welcome John Mendez.
I've been given this letter to read in behalf of the Senator Rudy Boschwitz. It starts, Dear Rock, while I sincerely regret the fact that Senate business prevents me from joining you today, I do send my heartiest congratulations on your 40th impressive years and all good wishes for a terrific future. I had a chance to read a bit of the very interesting Vomela history. As you may know, my roots are firmly in the business community, and I must tell you that I very much admire both the past and more recent success stories. You are quite obvious a can-do group and just a marvelous example for other entrepreneurs. My warm greetings to you, your staff, and each of your guests on a special occasion. You have much to celebrate. Personally, Senator Rudy Boschwitz.
Next guests are representing 3M Company, the Automotive Systems Division, which are very long-term customers, fantastic customers, and very good friends. I'd like to introduce at this time Mr. Mark Churmon, Art Higginbotham, L. Kilberg, and Ken P. At this time, Mark will be speaking.
It is a great day, and it really is a great celebration. We're really a great company. I know 3M and Vomela have been doing business together. I tracked it back some over 30 years, maybe almost at the beginning of time with the Vomela company. But more specifically, with the automotive systems division, which used to be the decorative products division, that history goes back to at least 20, 22 years. I think it started with about the first 65 Mustang, where 3M, along with partnership with Vomela, really built a business with our U.S. automotive companies. I first really got to know and worked closely with Vomela company back in 1978, 1979, and those of you probably remember, those were the years that the U.S. automotive company sales, why they were going like that, and our business with these companies was going like that, and our business with Vomela was going like that. And you know, these automotive companies then were not as best well organized or systematized. They didn't always treat their customers with the best forecast, the best advanced knowledge. But one thing they could do real well, and that was the demand service. And I can remember more than once, it seemed to me like every week, but it probably was less than that some disaster would strike. And we had to come down to the Vomela company. And we had usually on a Friday afternoon, about like this, we had to deliver parts Monday morning, and we hadn't started yet. And Carlo had really kind of two questions and a statement that he always made to us. How many parts? When do you want them? And I'll take care of the rest. And that, I think, carries over into their can-do attitude of this company. It gives me a great deal of pleasure to congratulate Jack Vomela, Carlo, Rob, and Joe Campbell. I won't go any farther than that, and the many current and past employees of the Vomela company on this really significant occasion in the life of a company. It also gives me an opportunity to thank the Vomela company for the years of partnership that helped us at 3M build this automotive traffic business. Last but not least, I'd like to take the chance to wish the Vomela company and all the employees continued success in the years ahead. With that, I'd like to introduce Ken King, our Automotive Systems Quality Director. Ken?
You have a lot of 3M friends that are pleased to be here today to thank you for helping us build the business that we've built together. I think you should walk through the building today and been on the tour. You've noticed that it is a quality operation. What you can't see as readily is the quality people that have that can-do attitude and have done so much to help us in the partnership over the years. I think many of you received one of these little die-cut pieces if you went on the tour. We think this represents the partnership that 3M has had with Vomela over the years. And in fact, on this plaque that we're going to be giving Vomela, you'll see it right down here. Because we do feel it's very important. We're, as 3M Automotive Systems Division, recognizing our partnership with Vomela Specialty Company, building a worldwide accident graphics business, and maintaining world-class quality during a period of rapidly increasing customer expectations. And I think you all recognize that over the past several years, our domestic auto companies have recognized the importance of quality. They have been placing new demands on us as their primary supplier, and we pass those right along with Vomela and our other partners in the business. And we have appreciated the way they have come through. So I'd like to present Rock, or I guess Maggie, this plaque to you.
Selfish and accepted alone because this is hard work from all Vomela employees. I want to specialize Corey Pastoras over here to come up with me this evening because he gave us a lot of help in the last 2 years to put the things together, and I appreciate his help, and as well as from all Vomela people because they are the people who make it happen, not just me and Corey.
put a lot of time into it. Maggie's taken a lot of verbal abuse to get it going, but it's a very, very big day. I'm very appreciative. A few comments basically are from my heart that Vomela especially was built on people. 40 years of people. And I go far back. I still remember delivering things for Jack, and it's very enjoyable. But I'll tell you, we've had a lot of changes here at Vomela. The last 4 or 5 years, the bottom line was faith in Vomela. The people that are here today had faith in Vomela. We're very appreciative. We plan on being here to continue on our philosophy, the can-do philosophy. I can't name them all, but all of you here have made Vomela, we feel, a success. The employees, the banks, the customers, tremendous amount of input to make this thing go. We'd like to start out with the dining. The person that started the company is Mr. Vomela, so we feel it's only appropriate as Jack starts out. If you haven't toured the operation, you may do so at this time, or you may go to the line for the buffet, because they will continue on at approximately 10 minutes or so. So thank you very much for coming. We appreciate all your time.